Hello and welcome to another 3D printing video. Today I'm not going to be 3D printing anything because today is a very special day. It's my birthday. Yes, it is. Today is May 14th. It is my birthday. And my birthday marks something actually quite special that has to do with what this channel is. A year ago, May 14th, I had my last birthday. And 2 days after that, a box came in the mail and had something really cool in it. It was this guy right here. I've been 3D printing for officially 363 days. And it has been awesome. How did I get started with 3D printing? Well, about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, my dad started looking into 3D printing. This foreign sci-fi technology that sounded like it couldn't even be real. And he started looking into it and started telling us kids about what 3D printers were, that they could actually make things out of plastic. And one of the first types of 3D printers that he'd seen was a powder kind, where you have powder and the laser hardens the plastic and it keeps covering it with a new layer of powder, hardening it, covering a new layer, and so on. And that was one of the first types that he saw. And he started looking into different types, and he came across this type, which is an FDM 3D printer, where it uses this stuff, filament, as the plastic that it turns into actual 3D objects. And so he looked at a bunch of different types of 3D printers, different styles, and he really wanted to get a 3D printer for himself. But because of money, he wasn't quite sure he'd spend the money on himself that much all at once yet. So he's gonna wait a little while, and my birthday came around, and he decided that he could buy it for me. And he did. And it was pretty awesome. I hadn't had any experience, any knowledge, any much thought about 3D printers before that, but he got it for me because he knew I would like it, because 3D printers seemed like an awesome technology that I would probably figure out a use for. And if I had it, he would be able to use it and could do stuff with it that he liked. And that's what happened. So I started using it, and the more I used it, the more I liked it. I made a few models of my own, remixed some, and uploaded them to Thingiverse, and I've just been working with 3D printers for a year, and I've learned so much information. Like, I can tell you lots and lots of parts on this 3D printer. I could tell you all about it. I could tell you about this 3D printer here and the differences between this one, and it's insane the amount of knowledge that I've put into my head within 1 year. And it's just incredible. I never thought I'd be able to be a beginner 3D modeler and like an actual 3D printer. Like, I mean, I don't know, it's just crazy. And it's just super cool to have 3D printers and to be able to just make stuff. So I got this May 16th last year, and it could do some pretty cool stuff, except there's a few things that I wish I could improve upon, that I could have a printer that could do more. Its bed size is like, the restriction for what I could print was about the size of my fist. And that's what I'd tell people. If they wanted to print something or want me to print something for them, the limit would be about a fist size. And I wanted a printer that I could print larger things, like this and this, with. And I also wanted something called dual extrusion. This printer takes in one line of filament and pushes out one line of molten plastic. I wanted one that could take 2 lines of filament and push out 2 types of plastic, so you could do some multicolored, multi-layered 3D prints. And so with those 2 criteria in mind of things that I wanted to improve upon, I then bought myself a Flying Bear P905 printer. And I worked for someone I knew, digging out the dirt under their house, and they paid me money for it. I worked with my brother, and I was able to get a lot of money, and I was able to buy this for almost $400. And it hasn't turned out to be quite exactly what I wanted it to be. The dual extrusion hasn't worked perfectly, but I can print a lot larger models a lot faster than I can on this. This one I'm going to be using for more smaller prints. So with all that said, what do I see in the future? Well, I will be getting a 3D pen soon, where I can actually take the filament, instead of pumping it through a printer and printing things on its own, I can draw stuff out and make objects. I can probably also fix broken 3D prints with it, and so I'm going to see what I can do there. The next type of 3D printer that I would like added to my arsenal would be an SLA printer, which is a liquid kind, and that would be pretty awesome. It can print some extreme detail. It can print little D&D characters, Dungeons and Dragons. It can print dice very well. Anything that you need lots of detail with, you can print it there, because with this it has layers and nozzle and stuff, and it can't print things perfectly. And neither can an SLA printer, but with one of these you could print big things that you don't need perfect layers on, or perfect detail on. With an SLA you can print a lot of detail, but not necessarily very big or very fast. There's some different things to consider for each thing, and I think that would be the next step to take in 3D printing. With my small, easy-to-use 3D printer, with my more, I guess, more hands-on, larger 3D printer, and then we could get something like an SLA printer. And one thing that's also cool with 3D printers is it kind of unleashes your creativity. I never thought I'd be interested in designing objects on a computer. I'd like drawing as a kid, that's kind of artistic, but as you download other people's things to print them, you think about, well, what can I make that I can print things and make my own? Because there's like millions and millions of objects out there that people have created that I can just copy and print for myself. But there's some things that people haven't created, and I'd like to make myself. Like I've sculpted a few dragon heads. Those are pretty cool. And I don't know, it's just kind of like unleashed a new area where I can put my time into. And the one thing that I don't like is not having enough time. With school and other stuff, I don't have enough time that I'd like to spend out here with my 3D printers, spend making videos. I just thought it was really cool to mark this day, because it's my birthday and that's awesome, and to think about that I've only had my 3D printers, or 3D printer, for a year, and this one I've had even less than a year. And it's just insane the amount of knowledge that I've gained and the stuff I can do that I never thought I could do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to 3D printing, new to thinking of that idea, if you're new to my channel, check out my other videos, and if you like them too, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed learning a little bit about 3D Josh, please hit the like button also. If there's anything you'd like to say at all, leave it in the comments, because I like to read those and I like to respond. And I think that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.